The Commission of Inquiry into the Usindiso building fire will continue with more testimonies from the survivors. Yesterday, two of them gave harrowing accounts of how they escaped the blaze, which ultimately claimed the lives of 77 people. Let's cross now to Newzroom Afrika's Ziniko Mhlaba, who's been watching the proceedings very closely. Ziniko, good morning to you. So those harrowing details just continue to be relived in that commission by the survivors of this fire that was so devastating. Where are things, or where is the commission going to pick up from this morning?
This morning, Oli, the Commission will be picking up on a witness who could not present her testimony here at the Commission yesterday due to domestic issues. And obviously, some of the researchers and activists have been working very hard in terms of trying to find her. She lives here in Johannesburg, downtown, but however, she's struggling with being, having someone to look after her own child. So that was her challenge yesterday. That is why she could not make it to the Commission. However, some of the key things which I believe will be continuing today, this morning, we're expecting 4 witnesses to take the stand and testify before the commissioners and the rest of the people who are attending this particular commission. 2 things that were coming out of the 2 witnesses who managed to present their testimony yesterday was an attitude of anger towards authorities, especially government. You'll remember that, on that tragic day or the day after, remember that the media, politicians and various organizations descended, in Marshalltown trying to find out what's happening. Everyone was making all sorts of promises. So the victims who were here yesterday, actually the 2 gentlemen who presented their testimony yesterday, seemed very, very angry in terms of government. Each and every witness who comes, before this commission is asked a very important question, whether, they have received any help from authorities and how are their living conditions currently. So most of the witnesses who've been coming here have been saying that they have not received any help from government except, the money which was given to them by an organization called Red Cross. But as far as government is concerned, they're saying that they have not received anything. So the 2 gentlemen who presented themselves, they actually went to as far as saying that we were shocked, when we went to a deep Kloof mortuary to identify the bodies of our loved ones. When we got there, we were asked for 700 rand. So those are some of the things, they said it didn't make sense to them, because everyone knows that these are the victims of the fire. So where will they be getting those monies to be able for them to just see and identify and indicate whether this is my family member or not? So those are some of the challenges. But there's also seemingly a problem when it comes to identifying the remaining bodies at state mortuaries. We are told by one of the researchers who works intimately with families who are still trying to identify, the bodies of their loved ones, saying that there are about 20 bodies that have not been matched with anyone. However, the bodies do match amongst themselves. About 50% of the bodies that are still in the morgues do match with each other, but there is no one from outside that is able to claim, or there is no DNA that is being able to be matched with those bodies. So we've got the bodies that do match. You can tell that the 2 kids belong to a single mother. However, there is no family member outside, the victims that can say, hey, this is my family. So that's another challenge. So we'll be hearing more of those and speak to the researchers themselves and also the pathological service in terms of saying that how far are they and what is the challenge in terms of making sure that those bodies are released to their relatives as soon as possible. However, as I said earlier on, that today here at the proceedings we're expecting 4 witnesses, and on average, a witness takes about an hour, and they ask questions such as what happened leading up to the fire. However, the most crucial element is how are they living now? Where are they? Most of the witnesses that have been housed at some of the shelters we've been told about, especially in Delva, people are not happy about the services there. They're saying that they do not have access to water, they do not have access to electricity. So it's a problem, especially when they have to go to town and hustle and try to restart or start over their life due to transport costs. So those are some of the elements we are expecting to be hearing from the testimonies which will be delivered by the fire victims before the commission itself.
Ziniko Mhlaba, live for us at the venue of the Usindiso Commission of Inquiry into that tragic fire. Thank you very much for that comprehensive update.